All right, everybody, welcome back again. Tonight we are going to make a coconut thyme braised chicken dish that is so full of flavor with just these few ingredients. Unbelievably easy, super tasty. The chicken gets fall off the bone tender. So amazingly delicious. This is one of those dishes similar to my Southwest chicken. If you have not checked it out, that the sauce it's drinkable. It's that good. And it's one of those that you can save for future flavors and other things, but we'll talk about that in a second. So right now I've got chicken pieces, about 4 pounds worth, that I have patted dry, rinsed a little bit and patted dry. I did cut my breasts. They were huge breasts, no pun intended. I needed to cut them. They were too big and I want them to cook evenly with the legs here. So I'm just gonna start by adding a little bit of salt. This is coming out way too easy. And a pretty good coat of salt and pepper on each side. Because then what we're gonna do is, right now I've got my Dutch oven. If you don't want to use a Dutch oven, just take either a cast iron skillet or a saute pan and crank that up to medium-high heat, because we're going to sear these quickly before we put them in the dish to finish braising. So I'm going to flip them because I want to season both sides. And I got the bone-in skin on. You can do this with boneless, skinless, but I just think anytime you're braising or it's going to sit in the liquid for a while, I really like the bone-in skin on. I think it adds a lot of flavor. Those bones really do extract a lot of flavor. So, you know, whatever you can get your hands on, it's still going to taste good. Alright, so we've got pepper, salt and pepper on each side. You can see I've got my other ingredients out already. All you're going to need is 1 can of full-fat coconut milk. And if you want it to be a little bit more creamy or have more liquid, you could always use 2 cans. A beautiful sprig of thyme. I'm not going to need nearly this much. I'll probably use about maybe 5 or 6 of those. And because I still have some roasted garlic to use up, if you don't have any of this, if you don't roast your garlic, go ahead and use a full bulb of garlic, one of those full heads, and you're just going to remove it from the skin so that you've got the individual cloves. So here we go. I'm going to take us over to the oven. My skillet, or excuse me, my Dutch oven should be ready to go. Okay, so it is nice and hot. I'm going to add about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil and a little bit of clarified butter or ghee to the pan, just to help with that browning process. And then I'm going to get my chicken right in there. So put that in. You can see it's kind of smoking a little bit. Got my chicken pieces, and I'm just going to put them skin side down to start. You can hear the sizzle. You don't want to crowd your chicken, so if you have to do it in 2 stages, that's fine. So I'm going to leave these for about anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute on each side till I get a nice crisp crust or skin to it. Alright, so it's been roughly about a minute and a half. I went a little longer because I really want to get a nice good brown or sear. So I'm going to flip them. Hopefully you can see that. Come on. There we go. And I'm going to let the other side brown for about the same amount of time. So once they're brown, I'll remove these, put them back on the sheet pan, put my other 4 pieces in, and then we can talk about the braising process. Alright, so I'm on my second batch of chicken. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Put it on my sheet pan. And we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. Now if you're not going to use the same pan like a Dutch oven. Do not all of a sudden just throw all this stuff in the crock pot, because what you're going to be missing is all that deliciousness, the fond it's called, that's in the bottom of this pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just add my garlic right in here, and then my about 6 sprigs of thyme. And when you put your herbs in oil like this, when you heat them, it actually brings them to life. You can smell it, and it just kind of infuses whatever liquid that you've got in the bottom of the pan there. So just for like 30 seconds, just going to move that around so the garlic, if you're not using roasted garlic already, it gives the garlic a chance to brown, and those herbs a chance to kind of come to life. And do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in my coconut milk, my 1 can. Oh, it already smells so good. So we're going to go ahead and just drop this all in there. Alright, I'm going to turn my heat down to like a low to medium. And just kind of stir real quick to incorporate all that deliciousness and try and break up the little chicken pieces that may have stuck to the bottom of your pan. So this is what you want to do before you transfer everything to the crock pot, if you are using a crock pot. Again, if you're using your Dutch oven, which I love to do because it's a one-pot deal. If you've tuned in before, you know I'm all about easy, quick cleanup. The less dirty pans, the better. So now I'm going to go ahead and add back in our chicken pieces and just kind of nestle them in there, in that liquid. Oh, this is such a good, tasty dish. Guys, I really think you will enjoy this. So I'm just going to kind of haphazardly put them all around. And don't worry if they are not completely covered by the liquid, because again, when you put the lid on, it kind of will all cook together. I think you'll see what I mean when it's all done. So yeah, just kind of nestle it in there as best you can. And then, like I said, we've already turned down our heat to a low to medium low. Now if you wanted, if you're doing the crock pot, you could sit it on low for probably just a few hours because it's already half cooked. And if you want to transfer it instead to the oven, go ahead and put your oven on 375, and it'll probably cook for another 30 to 40 minutes tops. So I'm going to time this, and then we'll check back with it in about 30 minutes. Alright, everybody, it has been 30 minutes, and this chicken is done. It smells so good. You can see it. Hopefully you can see it's kind of starting to come off the bone. That coconut thyme broth that it's in is so flavorful. If you're not doing a Whole30, or if you want to add some grains back in, putting this over rice to kind of soak up that that broth would be unbelievable. So there you go, on your plate in about 45 minutes, definitely under an hour. This delicious braised coconut thyme chicken. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like, and don't forget to subscribe.